Hi, Scorpio family. I'm excited to be here. This is a safe landing place for me. It's so funny. You guys have that reputation of having your stingers, which, yeah, you have that. But you always make me feel so safe, like at a much more profound level than just here in the day-to-day world. There's this profound safety that I find in you. I think it's because I know that you go to those deep places and in the end you care more than anybody. You all are just very, 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 very precious. Oh my God, I'm already going to tear up. What is going on? I don't know. I just love you guys. I think you're hilarious. I love you. So, okay, I didn't even write up very big notes for you all. Interestingly enough, when I checked in with Scorpio, this is the note I had. I'll start to shuffle here as we get set. You are held in a warm cocoon of support and love. Let it lead you softly toward this next energetic cycle. I think that's a really good description of February as a collective whole, is the sense of it being very mysterious, there's some elements of surprise. You know, obviously Aquarius season is a time of innovation. We're looking at how we want to innovate old things and we're thinking bigger. So there's already that energy of kind of surprise and movement. Knight of Cups showed up. I like it. I like it a lot. But we're also just, when we're looking at longer term energetic cycles, the World and the Hermit. Speaking of longer term energetic cycles, we're in the midst of transitioning into this new 7 or 8 year cycle thereabouts. This month, for example, Chiron is moving fully into Aries on the 18th, right before Pisces season begins. And we're having this shift into a 7 or 8 year cycle with that wounded healer working in our lives to help us revolutionize a part of ourselves that maybe we haven't connected in with yet. And then, of course, we're prepping for Uranus going into Taurus in March. So for you guys, you have some nice placements this month. Venus is in Capricorn starting on the 3rd, which is a beautiful placement for you to be expressive with your love. Mercury is going into Pisces, which is 5th house energy, another water sign, that kind of heart-based energy, Ace of Swords. A lot of new beginnings for Scorpios. You guys are just kind of like opening up like flowers to something new. Earth and water are getting some interesting infusions this month, I'm kind of noticing. Mars is actually going into your opposite sign of Taurus on the 14th. And that could make you feel very much like you want to power into relationship stuff, power into how you're relating to others, get your point across. However, Mars in Taurus is it's a co-ruler for you. So it's interesting to have your co-ruler and your mirroring sign. But Mars doesn't feel totally comfortable in Taurus because Taurus is about feminine divine energy, Empress energy. Page of Pentacles popped up. I like it. So Mars is a little bit uneasy there. It's kind of interesting territory to move through, because like how do we move through this? Like you have to learn to temper that Martian kind of drive with understanding that drive isn't the only way to get things done. Of course, Pisces season starts with the Chiron move into Aries, but also this full moon in Virgo. So Pisces is fantastic for you guys. It gives you that infusion of heartfelt energy. It'll be a nice season, I think. 10 of Cups. Yes, I love it. And you also have this full moon at 0 degrees of Virgo. Your community energy, the people around you, the people you love. King of Wands. Got some powerful energies going on here. So you have a lot of actually very supportive energies for you all. 4 of Swords. It's quite a flowing month for Scorps. So I think while it's a mystifying month and it's an odd month, it's also this month where I think you get to kind of workshop your way into the next level. And you're going to be checking in with some different aspects of yourself and your creative process and who you love and how you connect. There's a subtle thing going on. And I think because of just who you all are and how you move through the world, this kind of work is not such a challenge for you. I have to be honest. It's not such a challenge for you. It's something that I think at some level you're always working through in different ways. So I think this month in some ways is just kind of designed for you, but it's a month of mystery. It's a month of transformation. It's a month of subtle energetic transformation, not hitting the hammer over the head transformation, but that kind of subtler, you're checking into the energy signatures and you can feel it happening. And that's what I will say for you, which is why I just want to reaffirm that you're held in that warm cocoon of support so you can trust the energetic shift. There may be a little self-protection with you guys. I will admit you're good at energetic shift. You're good at sleuthing. You're good at poking in there and finding out. However, with that fixed sign tender energy that you do have some barbs up. You do have some resistance up. And sometimes I think you just need that affirmation that what's here is supporting you. So just looking at these cards, I have to tell you, the energy is supporting you. You don't have the harsher aspects. I'm noticing you don't have those harsher aspects pinging at you this month, which I think is leaving room for you to be open to new adventure, new horizons, new places of connection. And that's nice. I think you all need that for a moment. I think you need a moment where you can play with the energetic signatures and be open to what's next. Because look at this beautiful stuff we got going on here right out of the gate. Knight of Cups is that romantic offering. It's very flowers and poetry, but it's about somebody's putting their cup forward for you, or maybe you're putting your cup forward for them. There's a love offer being made here, though. There's a love conversation opening up here. And it doesn't just have to be about romantic partnership. Knight of Cups is very expressive of love, very sharing of love, very, ooh, here's this cup kind of guy, definitely. But it can also be emotive connection, healing, what have you, with anybody that you are deeply heartfelt connected to. So there's something going on with this opening. That's why I said you guys are opening like flowers. Something is opening here. It's tied to the close of that 7 or 8 year cycle. That has been so on social media. It's interesting to look through the energetic cycles and how they shift because, you know, around 2011, 2012, it was all about the one world consciousness. A lot was coming up about that. And then you look back over the last 7 years and it's like, it has been a very intense ride. And now we're at another one of these phases where it's like, this is all shifting into something new, but it really is. And for you all specifically, we've got this world energy here. Now it's true. Uranus is going to be in Taurus next month in March. And that transit's going forward. It will be going strong for a number of years, your opposite sign. You are prepping to have that electrical, powerful energy in your relationship house, in your relational sign, in your mirror sign, which is going to be revolutionizing how you do love. So February may be a time where you're noticing that you're already tapping into that new energetic cycle when it comes to relationship. So what's interesting, you got that going on, which is it's a macro level we're looking at here, but you have this, you have a couple other, you guys are fascinating to me this month because I'm like, how you guys are moving in 10 different ways. How are you doing that? How are you doing that? Okay. Hermit energy is here. Maybe some of you got a Virgo in your life. We do have a Virgo full moon. 0 degrees. Once again, these 0 degree moons are just really telling us over and over again, you cannot hold on to what was. You cannot hold on to what was. You cannot hold on to what was. You've got to walk through this doorway. But, you know, the Hermit is so much more about keying into our own energy signature, right? So, and that's a big part. This month is very self-referential, and it's foggy enough, and it's dreamy enough, and it's weird enough that everybody, if we're not keyed into our own energy signature, we can get lost in like a maze of hedgerows. And there will be people who go through February feeling lost and like their world is on fire, and because they're not checking in with their energy signatures. I trust you guys to do that. But the Hermit is telling me that's important for you, because while you have this energy going on, this closeout energy going on, what you're needing from your process is to check in with your energy signature. The Hermit's like that internal inspector, and I feel like you jive with this energy very well. And it is a slowdown. It is kind of quiet. It is kind of assessing. It's an assessment energy too. You know, he's a mystic, but he's also earthbound. He's an earthy energy, and what he wants to assess is what's working, what we can take with us. Understanding that grounding and checking in is very important because there's some information coming up for you when it comes to this transformation. You need to listen into before you take action because, you know, Ace of Swords is a beautiful new beginning, but it's the sword that cuts two ways. So you have something you want to express. Clearly there's something coming up here where there are words that need to be exchanged. There are messages that need to come out and up and forward into the world from you. Things you have been preparing, things you have been thinking about, things you have been wanting. But if you don't take that assessment time, you can cut yourself or cut others, right? And we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We just want to open the door. We just want to open the seal. So Ace of Swords is telling me, yes, there are going to be conversations. There are going to be clarifiers big time this month. And you are kind of opening up that territory. The way to do that practically, functionally, so that you feel good when you say what needs to be said, when you express what needs to be said, when messages come to meet you and you are getting the information, that you feel centered. That you feel you can express without that scorpion tail getting in the way. Because, you know, it's possible. It's possible. However, yeah, and there's a sub theme, you guys. Keep going, checking in with yourself. You know, you already do this naturally, but we'll get to it. But Four of Swords is showing up as well. So you have Hermit and Four of Swords kind of playing background roles in this month. And they're telling you that while there's big moments of action, make sure you are stepping back frequently to check in with yourself before you move, because you've got another thing coming in here. So you've got this Ace of Swords, then followed by the Page of Pentacles. And this is all in the context of this world energy for you, which is about opening something new up, right? Like you've got some real world changes coming in for you that can do with relationship. It can also do with physical environment, where you're living, who you're living around, what you're doing with your time and your energy. Now, this Page of Pentacles is fantastic. In general, this is so good for you because it opens up possibilities for infusions of money, infusions of projects, and infusions of scenarios and surroundings that work for you. This may not all play out in February. What I'm kind of getting, this page brings the news in, brings the door in, brings the offering in, and then you spend some time getting it all worked out so that in March you can move on it. So there's a big preparatory energy in February where it's like, get all the information, internalize it, have some serious conversations, get your messages out, and then plan for what's next. And the page is talking about that. Now, here's the deal, you guys. There's some real passionate connection going on here in this month. You've got this whole personal development thing that we've just been talking about. You've got this whole need to express something, share something, communicate something. Could have to do with this relationship right here or another close relationship. But Ten of Cups and the King of Wands is very much about a passionate connection and having clarity on it. Now, with the Ten of Cups in this reading, it's directing you toward that energy. Where you're wanting to go is toward this feeling of wholeness, cohesiveness, connectedness. And pay attention to that. Keep your eye on the prize with that, because it is a foggy enough and strange enough month that we can get some side paths opening up that we may or may not want to go down. And you want to make sure that you stay focused enough you remember what this is. But I'm seeing something going on with this King of Wands, a fiery energy, which is always interesting with Scorpios. I should know. I've had some experience with y'all. profound, wonderful experience. But King of Wands is fiery energy. Yes, stubborn energy, focused energy. So it's interesting to have that. And I do feel like you have your strength of where you want things to go. You have other people who know where they want to go. And you have some things to work out. You have some conversations to be had. But it's all in the name of something really good happening, right? It's not in the name of destruction. It's not in the name of shedding a skin or pulling something away. It's not in the name of any of that, like it can be sometimes. It's definitely in the name of some kind of constructive, beautiful building towards something. And once again, some of you, that is a serious, deep love relationship, a repairing of a relationship, the reconnecting with somebody. For some of you, that's about where you're living and finding a way to have a constructive, creative environment that holds you and moves you forward. For some of you, it's about how you're doing the work in the world or how you're traveling in the world. The last card you have is the Four of Swords today, my friends, and that's that check-in energy again. I think anytime you're feeling maybe overwhelmed, overwrought, uncertain about what to say when it comes to the King of Wands or the Hermit or the Ace of Swords, when you Page of Pentacles, when you have all this energy coming to discuss with you and open you up, and you're not feeling sure about what to say or what to do, pull back and rest. It's okay to do that. Make that a priority. If you need to do that, just let people know that you're doing it. Right? Just let people know that you need to go rest and think for a minute. Take a walk. Go to bed early that night. Just retreat into your room and just like close the door. Just be like, don't worry. I just need to go check in with myself, because you can trust yourself and you should trust yourself on this. A lot of the things I'm noticing coming up with the energies, these messenger energies that are so strong for you, these are things that you have been thinking about and working with for a while. They're not shocks. They're not surprises. They're not here to suddenly, turn your world upside down, but they are here. They want expression. So you have to just trust that that's coming up, but check in with yourselves. Check in with yourselves, because you do have strong personalities here. You do have strong impulses here. You are going to feel that hunger and that drive to get things figured out and sorted, which is great. And you are right on the money with what you're feeling and what you're wanting to express. That's clearly in line with where you're going. But because of the nature of this month, be aware that the collective energies aren't necessarily moving in that way. And when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling like you want to push forward, maybe take a step back, pull in, take that breath, go into that beautiful Scorpio psychic energy and check in so that you can come back with that clarity. You owe that to yourself. And any conversations you have this month, it's setting up for something big and long term. I'm kind of getting that feeling just looking at it. I'm like, whoa. You guys are having conversations and opening up about very specific key points in the whole process. Moving forward, you're setting something up for your life and your lifestyle that will be holding you moving forward. We'll be talking more about what the next 7 years hold in March, when we kind of are settling into this new energetic cycle for solidly, but we're going to leave it for there for now. Just remember, you are held in a warm cocoon of support and love. Let this river take you with it. It's going somewhere good. You can find me on Instagram at the SARAHTAROT or on my website, SARAHTAROT.com. I do private readings. I would love to work with you. My Scorpio readings are some of my favorite readings I ever do. We always go to amazing places, and I so appreciate you guys and what you bring to the world, and I love working with you. I do. I'm wearing PinkLune's jewelry. It's amazing. She's going to have so much more up in her store. She's one of my best friends, and I'm just happy to have her in my life. So go check her out. And you can find my Flow series on Vimeo below. I'm going to be adding a lot more to that. I'll be by the ocean. I'm going to be doing some really watery infused conversations over in that series. So I hope you will join me there, tapping into the Scorpio energy. I also have the year ahead still up. So if you're still feeling mystified by 2019 and you want to get a sense of what the package comes with in 2019, go check that out on Vimeo. I think those are all my announcements. I'll be here for more Q&As, more moon magics, more flow videos, and I'm excited for all of it. I love you guys so much. I will see you in March.